Hey guys, it's been a really long time since I've done a vlog, um, and I just got done watching Markiplier's 6 million subscriber vlog, which is it's called Pursuit of Happiness, and it's very good, um, and it kind of made me want to talk to you guys a little bit because I haven't really in a quite a long time actually. It's sort of impromptu as you can tell. I'm not in my usual spot. The camera angle's bad. Uh, it's 10:30 p.m. So you know. Um, but basically, I just wanted to say that you know some shit's gone down between the last time I actually really talked to you guys candidly. Um, there was a lot of shit that happened uh, with the Night Vale fandom, um, to the point that um, I decided to leave um, that particular fandom and to stop interacting with it. And honestly, I haven't even listened to the show since all of that went down. Um, and basically, it was just that I uh, I made some mistakes with a fan fiction that I wrote, and a lot of people weren't happy with it. A lot of people who had claim to some of the characters that I used more than I did. Um, and I wasn't pleased about it, and neither were they. But at some point, it gets to a point where it's sort of like I wasn't happy with anything. I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with the fandom. I wasn't happy with the show. And if there's one thing I've learned over the past 23 years, I mean, not that I was really learning anything between the ages of 0 and 4, but if there's one thing I've learned during my conscious lifespan, um, it's that if something you care about isn't making you happy, it's time to let it go. It's not necessarily something that you care about. That was a poor phrasing. But if something that you once wanted to do, something that once gave you fulfillment, and was enjoyable, or at least was important to you, if something important to you starts to feel like a burden and starts to feel like a cage, it's time to leave. And I've heard a lot of people express the sentiment to me that they're really upset that I had to leave, and that I was forced out of the fandom, as they like to put it. But I wasn't forced out. Nobody told me to leave. I left of my own accord, and I don't want you guys to forget that or ignore that. I don't want you to think that somebody else made that decision for me, because that was my decision. It was my decision to leave, and I refuse to have that agency taken away from me. So sometimes the only way you can get control back in your life is by getting out of something. And sometimes that's something as innocuous as a fandom, and sometimes it's a relationship or a home, a family. And I just wanted you guys to know that I'm okay. I'm actually a lot better than I was before I left. And things aren't going perfectly, because they never are, but uh I'm spending a lot less of my time being unhappy and stressed out than I was before. And really that's all you can hope for, is to spend the majority of your time at least content, and not you know, consumed by anxiety. But so that was a really super long tangent that I didn't really intend to go on, which happens sometimes and it's fine. But basically, what I wanted to say to you guys that I haven't said in far too long, and to some of you not at all. I wanted to say that no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you have had to put aside that you would love to do but that you can't because life got in the way, I really do think you can do it. I really do think that no matter what it is that you want in life, you can get it. I mean, you really can. It's not necessarily going to be easy, and yeah, sometimes that really, really sucks. And people will tell you, oh, well, if it were easy to get, it wouldn't be worth getting. But that's not true, because it is super easy to get an entire chocolate cake. And an entire chocolate cake is a wonderful thing to have. You maybe shouldn't eat it all at once, but if you want to, that's fine. I personally tend to occasionally, by which I mean at least 2 or 3 times a month, eat an entire pizza by myself because it makes me happy. And that's also very easy to do. So sometimes the things that are worth doing actually are pretty easy. So if the thing you want to do is easy, don't let that worry you. But if the thing you want to do isn't easy, don't let that worry you either, because, a lot of things aren't easy. And just because it's difficult doesn't mean it's not worth trying. But also, tying back into that tangent I went on earlier, really don't be afraid to let things go. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to start on a new path. It's okay to give up. It really is okay. Like, if you aren't getting anything out of whatever fight you're fighting, it's okay to go home. You have no obligation to continue liking the things you like, and you have no obligation to continue doing the things you do. Your only responsibility is to yourself, honestly. And if you're not happy with what you're doing, it is okay to do something else. I used to have this thing where, I would tell people, yeah, I used to do gymnastics, I used to do ballet, I ran track in middle school. I used to draw a lot, but I kind of don't do that much anymore. I used to be in my my high school theater program, but I kind of moved away from that. And for a long time, I didn't like telling people that because I felt like it made me sound like a quitter, It made me sound like I couldn't hold anything down. But nobody ever responded to it like that. People were always like, that is so cool, you've tried so many things. And it was kind of a wake-up call for me that trying things means giving up on things. Because if you stuck with literally everything you tried, you'd be stuck with a hell of a lot of things. Like, more things than you could keep up with, and you wouldn't have room to try anything else. So, if the thing you're doing right now, you don't like it, you can stop doing it. It becomes a thing that you tried, and you learned something about yourself, about what you like, what you don't like, and you can go from there. So, never feel like just because you are doing something, or because a lot of people like the stuff you're doing. Like, in my case, a lot of people really, really liked the Night Vale fanfiction I was writing. But I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy in that fandom, I wasn't happy writing the fanfiction. I was just, it sucked. Everything sucked. I couldn't live my life. because I was so messed up about everything that had happened. But I had fan fictions that had, over like 4,000 hits that had to be taken down, and for a while I was really upset about that. But, that's just kind of the way things are, and being upset about it isn't going to change anything. And, now I'm writing a Yogscast fanfiction that maybe 2 people have commented on or even really noticed. And I am so much happier. Like, I love the story and I'm enthusiastic about the universe and I want to watch more of the original content. And, it's just, it feels like coming out of a bad relationship. So, I guess what I'm trying to get across here is you have the right to do whatever you want to do. You have the right to do what makes you happy. So do it. And if you're not happy with what you're doing, you have the right to give that up. Whether it be a fandom or a relationship or school or the parents you were born to. If it's not making you happy, if it's making your life harder, actively making your life harder, you have every right to get out and to do something else that makes your life feel like it's worth living. So, I know this was kind of rambling and didn't really have much of a point, as many of my vlogs often are, but I really did feel like it was important that I say that I felt this way, because I haven't said much about myself at all recently, on account of I haven't really talked to anybody in a couple of weeks, so that's a thing that happens. But I really do, I know I don't know most of you personally. I've probably never spoken to most of you, but I really do believe in you. Like, there is no human being on the planet who doesn't have the potential to do great things. And the definition of great is not what storybooks told you it was. You don't have to save the world to be great. You don't have to be famous to be great. You're pretty much already there. I can almost guarantee you. So, as the slogan went for the Mars Curiosity mission, dare mighty things. Because I guarantee you, at least one thing will pay off. You just have to keep trying until you find the one that does. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my rambling, and I hope you have a wonderful night, or morning, or evening, or afternoon, or whatever time it may happen to be, wherever you are. And I hope you continue to have wonderful times of day. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you at some point in the future. So, bye!